What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our week of culture for our interviews. We've got an incredible guest, someone who's the CARP president of Indiana, a superstar, really good friend. Here he is, my boy, Norikuni Nishikawa.
Hey, Josh.
What's up, bro?
Thanks for the little intro there. It's still weird to have that title. I mean, it's only been recently, but still.
How recent has the CARP president title been appointed?
Well, I would say officially, if that means by the start of school semester, yesterday. I think I got into it, the kind of like the official passing down, like in the middle of summer. I don't remember when, but
Nice.
I'd say a couple of months.
Well, we'll definitely get into it, but how about you introduce yourself a little bit first and let the people get to know you?
What's up, everyone? The world of the internet. Name's like what Josh said, Norikuni. Let's see. Other than being CARP, I'm also going back to school after taking a couple years of not necessarily a break, but a pause from school. I was a computer engineering major for 3 years up to my junior year in the spring. But now I'm actually switching over to biology. And the reason that is, well, for one, I kind of sucked in my computer science courses. But two, I also wanted to switch gears into my passion in the ocean. I'm not exactly sure what to do career-wise, but I'm thinking of either marine biology, research into specific species, or even fish farming. Those are definitely aspects of my life I want to pursue. And beyond that, I'm just playing video games, doing some puzzles, and try to help out people as much as I can, whether it's career or through this, to help the Project Syrup go up in its ranks, up in its subscribers. So you guys better subscribe to Syrup Project too.
We didn't pay him to say that. Not at all, guys. No, not really. We didn't pay him at all. Honestly, this is the good of his heart. From what I'm hearing, fisherman, CARP dude of witnessing activities, and gamer man. I guess to get right into the interview, what is it that, I don't know, why did you choose to go into CARP presidency?
Well, when it comes to God's calling, sometimes you don't actually decide in the first place. God kind of calls you first.
It's a transition period, if anything, for our previous CARP president leader, Yoshika Yomoto, wonderful older sister. And
yeah, for a while, I kind of hesitated and not doing it just because I don't know, I didn't feel like I was called to do it in the first place, nor did I feel like I was worthy of being in that. But once she kind of helped me figure out like my motivation behind it, it was kind of weak and kind of like I'm running away from it, which is something that I am also struggling to face myself, face against. Of running away from anything, which I don't like at all. So I really try to reflect through it, really try to think through like what can I do with this rather than why I shouldn't to do it. And that led me to numerous possibilities of what could happen after being CARP president, like after I graduate, and the vision of what it means to to be in a leadership position like this, to not only gain spiritual food for myself, but to really also be in God's presence and try to love God as I'm doing my studies. Because I know that, in every aspect of our life, ideally, we want God to be our guide, God to be always with us. So I figured, what better way as a college student can I invite God in than being part of CARP, much as, being the CARP president. So, I'm still working out the small details and making sure I be aligned with my kind of vision, personal vision. But I know that I have a wonderful team to help me and help each other in making CARP Indy one of the best there is in the Midwest. So I know we still got some catching up to do behind Chicago and Michigan, but Indiana, watch out for us.
Hey, there you go. Look at that confidence. Sweet. Well, while you're talking about signs from God, I had my sister sending me signs of bullets to my head with a Nerf gun. Just trying to distract this. So, I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me get shot at for the last 1 minute while he was speaking. You got dinner and a show. Yeah. Cool, man. So our theme is culture, as you know, and I wanted to know. So your parents are Japanese, right? Are they both Japanese?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for you then, tell me, how is it? I don't know. What are the coolest parts of growing up in a Japanese household?
That's a very good question. And I will, even though I do have both Japanese parents and living in America as a first gen, I know a lot of brothers and sisters can relate to some aspects of my life, but I know that at least from my perspective, I feel more blessed to be able to speak my native tongue, essentially, and to be living in basically two worlds. Because I know, especially my non-BC Japanese, like full Japanese friends, like they speak no Japanese. They have like no, as far as my understanding, no queer culture into that world, and they're totally ingrained with America, which in a sense it's fine because they really embody the American spirit, I feel. But I personally feel like it's also good to realize where you come from. So living in a world where I have both, like from a kid, watching both your PBS shows, your Cartoon Network from your friend's house because you can't afford cable. But then there's also the Japanese TV shows, so like Doraemon, Anpanman, Ultraman, all those things.
I've
And of
heard
course,
Anpan
Pokemon.
Man from BTS, I think.
Wait, what?
They have a song.
Oh, they did something. Gosh, anyways, that's a whole other thing for me. And not only that, obviously there's like the cuisines, the ethics, the culture, as you mentioned. Yo, what's up? And there's definitely some other aspects I'm probably missing. But the one thing I will say that I feel like defined me when it came to the Japanese culture and like what highlights the Japanese culture in me versus the American culture, just different cultures, is probably my sense of understanding, or like being able to have this like mentality that the person is not wrong, I guess, or like you try to humble yourself, like you're sorry all the time kind of thing. The Japanese culture really likes to say sorry, like it's my fault kind of thing, which to a certain extent I feel like it is a little bit unfortunate that they will have to have this blame on themselves, but it allows the other person to be more appreciated. The guest is more honorable kind of thing. And that we try to have respect for others so much more than we have for ourselves. So I feel like I've been able to carry that on, and I think regardless of our faith, but just in principle standards, to be able to give first, to be able to be the one to take initiative in the action, I think that rings true to a lot of people as well, not just in the Japanese or Asian culture. But
Cool.
it's not ever present per se, but I definitely believe that's one of the core values or aspects of the culture that I lived in that has shaped my character.
Nice. That's cool. I never thought of it that way. Like, I come from a European American background, so I guess I never thought of the whole respect side of it. That's cool to know. Thank you.
Also, I learned that I can't live my life without rice. For those of y'all who live in the East Coast, back when I think Love and Life was still around, there was camp, not Sunrise, but I think it was just Love and Life camp.
Okay.
And for 3 weeks I was there. There was technically rice, but it was like fried rice. It wasn't like by steam cooked rice. So on the third week, throughout the whole time, I kept on eating, but I was never
satisfied.
Never satisfied. I was always hungry. So like one of the small downsides, I guess. If I don't have
to
my
me is rice to you. I
Oh,
understand.
spaghetti is for you?
I love my spaghetti.
Really? That's
That's a
interesting.
satisfying meal.
Nice.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much. We're coming to the end of the interview, but we've got something super special coming up now. Do you know what that is?
Forgot what it's called, but something about speed round.
Lightning round.
Lightning round, even better. There we go.
Lightning effects come in for that. All right. So we've got 12 questions. a timer on the clock. Answer the questions as quick as you can and get on that leaderboard. Your questions will begin in 3, 2, 1. What's your favorite candy bar?
Three Musketeers.
Hands for feet or feet for hands?
Hands for feet.
Favorite childhood TV show?
Pokemon.
Ideal vacation place?
Hawaii.
Would you rather cuddle with a baby penguin or a baby panda?
Panda.
Fastest speed you've ever driven a car?
85? 90?
Would you want to live forever?
No. Well, not physically. Spiritually, yes.
If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Martin Luther King.
Have you ever tasted soap?
Yes.
Climb a mountain or go skydiving?
Mountain.
Favorite Bible verse or quote?
John 3:16.
Who was the last person you texted and what did you say?
Last person I texted, probably Jeremy Carlson, and probably I said, cool, I'll see you later this week.
I was hoping it was going to be more serious than that. I was hoping that you were going to panic and be like, I don't know, I texted my mom something serious.
I'm actually gonna double check. Actually, technically, it might have been you, actually, now that I think about it. My last text was, what link are we using?
You speak the truth. All right, well, how do you think you did?
Timer-wise? I mean, I guess in probably over a minute, because I know I speak too much.
My friend, you hit 52.
Oh, hey. Holla.
52.33. Well done. That's a decent time.
Okay.
Put you on the leaderboard. I don't know, probably somewhere around 7. I think middle of the park. We've done like 20 interviews now.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people before we sign off?
Y'all are beautiful. Y'all kind and sincere. And if you ever hear some news about Indie Carp, come join us. We're always going to be virtual, so Midwest is all open arms for you.
Love that. All right. Thank you so much, Nori Cooney, for coming on. If anybody ever wants to get in touch with him, I'm sure you can find him on Facebook. If anyone wants to do an interview, make sure that you reach out to us. But that is the conclusion of this one. So, yeah, please enjoy our halftime show.
I saved you, Princess Teddy. Oh, thank you. You're my hero. Mwah! Yay, thank you. I love you so much. Let's get married. No, boys! No, boys! No! No! Mommy?
Yes?
Can I go to Samantha's for a sleepover?
Will there be boys?
There'll be her brother.
No boys! No boys! No! Fun begins at sleepover.
But I can't help falling in love with you.
No boys! Sing a holy song. Grace filling me with good delight.
So, you're 18 now. Can be sitting with a blessing, huh?
Alright, thank you so much for that beautiful halftime show. Now we have a very special guest that's going to be joining us for our second interviews. So let's welcome up Mia Taguchi.
Hi.
So me and Mia, we met like 4 years ago. I was on NGA and I was in my first year and she joined Summer Challenge. So we know each other and now we're living together, so it's pretty cool. So for those of you who don't know Mia, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes, so I'm Mia. I am 22 years old. I'm originally from Maryland, but I am living here in Las Vegas now with CARP. So, yep, that's me.
Yeah, so you've been involved in CARP for like 2 years now, right?
Yeah, I'm going into my third year of being in CARP.
Wow. So it's getting up there.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So like you're doing witnessing, outreach activities,
And then going to school.
Yeah. Must be really busy.
Oh my god, yeah, that's an understatement.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you think is like the most valuable thing or like significant thing you've gained through your experience being in CARP?
Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of things, honestly. There's so many different things that go into not just witnessing, but also just like living at the CARP house. We have like a good 10 other people here, and it's kind of hectic a lot of the time. But definitely, I think what I've gained the most through witnessing and through just being in CARP is the value of our movement and also the value of just believing in it and believing in the ideal and putting in the effort to really fight for the ideal. Yeah, I've just realized more and more, like within these last 2 years, how much like, you know, growing up as a Black child or just growing up in this movement in general, it's not always easy to believe in the ideal. I think a lot of the times actually we find that even though the ideal is talked about, our reality ends up being very different from that ideal. And I realized through these last 2 years that despite the fact that maybe, yeah, our lives weren't the perfect depiction of the divine principle, that doesn't negate the fact that it's possible or that it exists or that we should fight for it. So yeah, I feel like just being here and being surrounded by people who are also constantly fighting for the ideal has just reminded me how beautiful it is, like what we have in this movement, and how worthwhile it is to share it with other people and believe in it ourselves and also fight for it within our own personal lives too, like whether it be just accepting the fact that like we're all meant to be happy individuals, which is like a really big starting point, I think, for a lot of people. So yeah, it's been a really good experience.
A lot.
Yeah.
It happens in CARP, definitely. I've been here for 2 weeks and it's been full on.
Yeah, just
so I can imagine 2 years going on 3 has been a massive like experience and transformation. Or development of faith and understanding, I think.
Yeah, I think it definitely really challenges you because it's like if you don't believe in what we're doing or what it is that this movement is about, then it makes it like 10 times harder, obviously, to share it. And yeah, I think that's what's really pushed me to really go deeper in my faith too, to really just ask myself, like, is this worth fighting for? Because if it's not, like, I'm wasting a lot of time.
Right.
So
you have I find also like you have almost no choice but to like confirm your faith when you like teach it or talk about it or witness or doing all these things. It's like you have no choice but to kind of ask yourself, like, is it worthwhile? Is it something worth fighting for, which you mentioned.
Exactly.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Wow. That's great. Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're gonna graduate with CARP, like you're gonna finish and then.
Yeah, hopefully. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the plan is to stay here for a little bit longer and just kind of navigate what I want to do in the future, and we'll see like how much longer I stay here, honestly. But at least for now, this is definitely what I feel called to do. Whether I go back to school in Maryland or not, I haven't figured that out. But yeah.
Cool. That's fair. Well, thank you so much for that beautiful answer.
Thank you.
So, for this week, our theme is culture.
Okay.
So I want to ask you a specific question about CARP culture, and what do you think it takes to create heavenly culture?
That's a good question. Yeah. I think the first thing that pops to mind is just simply creating an environment where people are constantly striving for better. So, because I mean, I think everyone's bound to make mistakes, and everyone has their own, I mean, you can call it like fallen natures or just imperfections or limitations or whatever. So I think what I realized here is like, yeah, honestly, living with 11, 10, however many people is not easy, and especially like being quarantined. Oh my god, it was like,
bless your heart.
Yeah, it was like a whole other thing. But yeah, I realized that like despite all of our limitations within ourselves and with like between each other, the greatest thing is that we're all striving to be better. And it's been really nice to know like I can talk authentically with people and they have the heart to really genuinely improve themselves. And so I mean, not that like it justifies like going out and being like, hey, like I don't like what you did, but I think it definitely provides a space where I feel comforted that like they really do care about me because they're willing to listen to what I have to say, or like I feel free to also share or listen to what they have to say to me as well. So I think, yeah, what's been really great about just like being with these people is realizing like heavenly culture really ultimately starts with each person's willingness and humility also. Right. It takes a lot of humility
to admit and to also want to improve.
Yeah.
You have to be very humble, yeah. Wow.
So it's like,
well, I commend you all here, and I will get to that. I'm here to help with this, or to be a part of this heavenly culture here at CARP. Yeah. Wow, that's great. Yeah. Thank you. It's very nice, deep talks here with Mia. Yeah, I really appreciate having you as a guest here on the Seer Project.
Thanks for having me. I hope I
Yeah,
didn't
of course.
make it too, I don't know, serious or whatever.
No, I think it's great. It's a great message, and it's great to know about your experience and like what you've gained from it. So thank you. So now I have a very special time where we're gonna go to our lightning round. So get ready, everyone. I'm going to start the timer.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
I think so.
Yeah.
I can talk really fast, but I also can't make decisions, so we'll see how this goes.
All right. There's a little bit of conflict here,
Yeah, just a little.
and let's do this.
I'm ready.
Do you believe in fate?
Kind of.
What's your favorite animal?
Humans.
How many hours of sleep do you usually get?
Like 5 to 6.
Dream vacation spot?
New Zealand.
Do you have a nickname?
Technically Mia.
What's your favorite hobby?
Running.
Bike riding or walking?
Biking.
Favorite music genre?
Indie.
Would you rather have time or more money? More time or more money?
More time.
Dancing or singing?
Singing.
Favorite book you read?
Harry Potter.
Night owl or early bird?
Both.
Stop. Great!
Yeah! There we go!
So that's 39 and 66.66. That's great. Wow, I think you were in the top. I don't know exactly, like if you're like, I think first place is like 38 seconds, but maybe like,
1 second.
maybe like a good like second place.
Wow. I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah,
it.
no complaints there.
Whoever's in first place, I'll
Ooh,
be fighting.
round two.
Yeah, round 2, I guess.
Come get you. Wow. Well, thank you again for being our special guest here at Seer Project. It was a
Thank you for
pleasure.
having me. Canada's great.
Woo woo.
I love you, Canada. One day I'll come.
Looking forward to that. All right. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch you later.